Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video, man. This video, as you can see from the title and the thumbnail and everything, this is an ISO Joe Johnson build. I've been messing around in the builder for like a while, man. And I know not everything is going to be completely accurate, especially like the 231 pounds, because online he's listed at 240, all that kind of stuff. But I wanted to make sure that I was able to get the 81 speed with ball, which is a pretty good threshold for attributes and badges and whatnot because of speed booster. But ISO Joe was a really good mid-range shooter, really good ball handler, hence the name ISO Joe. So I wanted to have like some sort of like point forward or, you know, shot creator kind of name. I know I had a Paul Pierce build on my Xbox, which I will probably record. That particular build, it was a Paul Pierce build that I was making, and it was, I guess I could also remake it on here as well. I have the screenshots of the build, but it was a Paul Pierce build, but it also had shades of Joe Johnson, which kind of made sense. But also at the same time, I just don't feel like it was necessarily fully Joe Johnson. But it had the shades of Joe Johnson, kind of like how this one does as well. Now, like I said, like I don't really care for the name that it came up with. I just don't feel like the name just equals out to ISO Joe. But I feel like this build is as close as I'm gonna get as of right now, where I'm just solely focusing on Joe Johnson. And also without looking up like any of his builds, attributes, and all that stuff in the actual roster list. So this is me going in completely blind, just going based off of what I know with good break points for certain, attributes, and also going based off of how his stats looked when playing and all that. So I'll explain it as I go through. So anyway, for finishing, we have a close shot of a 77, a driving layup of an 85, driving dunk being a 71, no standing dunk, just because we are kind of fucking limited, which is the only reason why we don't have a standing dunk. If we weren't super limited on everything, I would have like an actual like standing dunk, not too high, probably like in the 70s, so nothing too crazy. And then a 75 post control, I feel like is really good. Gives you that drop stepper, gives you post fade phenom on gold as well. And the reason why for all of these is just because ISO Joe himself is not really too much of like a driver or a finisher. Obviously he can post up and get to the basket, and he can do some driving where he does some driving layups. He can obviously dunk as well. But it's not like you're gonna like actually go out of your way to purposely try and drive to get dunks or anything like that. Like if you get a wide open lane, you can get a dunk. Or if you like have to, you can like go through the lane, get a layup in there, be a little bit jelly in the paint, get some layups in there. But for the most part, it's like that's practically going to be the only time that you are going to score in the paint is if you get like an open lane, or if you somehow get like enough space to be able to get, a really good layup animation, or if you post control your way into the paint with a mismatch or something like that, or just utilize that post control for a post fade. That's probably going to be the only other way that you will be able to score in the paint, because we have a 92 mid range, man. We have a 92 mid range, which is pretty damn good. The 92 mid range is what gives you that midi magician on Hall of Fame, and it's a maxed out attribute. Like this is the highest you can get it with the settings that I have here. Then we have the 76 3-point rating as well. It's like we have high blinders, catch and shoot, dead eye, and like all these other badges just because of us having a 92 mid range. But we also have the 76 3-pointer, which does give us agent threes as well as corner specialist on silver. So we're still able to shoot the three ball a little bit. I mean, obviously shooting it off the catch and everything with goal, catch and shoot, dead eye, blinders, green machine, having silver corner specialist as well is definitely going to help. And we also have Hall of Fame open looks, which will definitely help out in the long run with silver claymore as well, if we're going to be shooting off the catch. So we got a lot of badges that will help us be able to shoot a little bit more consistently from the three because of our mid range being really solid. But where we actually, strive through is the mid range and our ability to create shots in the mid range. We also got an 82 free throw because we put the extra points in the free throw. We did start out with an 80, went to an 82. I feel like that's just pretty good. playmaking, man, the bread and butter of ISO Joe Johnson himself, playmaking. Now, I will say he isn't, necessarily the best, quote unquote playmaker, so to say. But he is somebody that can get some assists and can also grab some boards and can get steals and all this stuff. But other than that, we're not really talking about, assists and everything, because we have an 87, which is pretty good. And he was able to, average, I think the best that he has averaged was 6.5 assists per game, which was his first year in Atlanta. So practically where a lot of people know him from his time in Atlanta. That's where he spent the most time in 7 seasons, I believe, in Atlanta. His first season, he played all 82 games that season, where he averaged 6.5 assists, got some rebounds as well. But most importantly, was able to actually, shoot pretty decently. I say pretty decently, but I mean, he was shooting, okay, and also was able to at least hit some threes. He's not going to be the most, consistent on the 3-point scoring. So that's why we gave him a 3-pointer, because he can hit them, but he's not going to be consistent. So pretty good there. But like I said, he's not going to be like the main playmaker. Obviously, he can playmake if given the opportunity to, but he's his bread and butter is also the ball handling. So we have the 87 pass accuracy, which is really good. 87 gives you bailout, which I feel like is pretty solid. Nothing else really there. The ball handling being an 87, the 87 is what gives you that killer combos, and that's kind of what Joe Johnson is pretty good at, is comboing the dribbles together, doing those chain combos together, being able, especially like the iconic clip of him just doing like the low dribbles against Paul Pierce, and then Paul Pierce falling on his knees to the floor. And then like move off to the side, shoot the midi, bang. It's ISO Joe isn't called ISO Joe without having some ball handling, man. But like, we get gold physical handles, we have ankle breaker, unpluckable, all kinds of different badges here on silver. He's not going to be like the best playmaker of all time, but he's, obviously got an 87 pass accuracy, which is pretty solid. Got an 87 ball handling, which is also pretty solid. And with the 81 speed with the ball, which is also very, very, very solid. Because as you can see, pretty good stuff there. It is a good threshold to reach, though. But as you can see, we get speed booster, blow by, hyperdrive, and we also get gold triple strike. So now with the defense, though, if we take a look at the defense, obviously having the interior defense is what gives us workhorse, because we don't need as high of an interior defense as we do of a perimeter defense to get it. And then also with this, we go up to a 74, which does give us post lockdown. We're able to get post lockdown with this particular thing, with this build. Then we have the 76 perimeter defense, which is, high enough just to get us 94 feet. Nothing else is too crazy, though. We get clamps, we get everything pretty much on bronze except for workhorse and off-ball pest. But like I said, nothing else too crazy there. We get the 60 steal, so we can get interceptor. We can, tip some passes if we're in the lane. Because like I said, he can get steals. It's not like he's the best at, getting steals or anything like that, but he can definitely get some rips. We didn't touch a block or offensive rebound because, like I said, we're kind of limited in what we're able to do here. So nothing there, but we did get a 60 defensive rebound. So we were able to get box out beast and rebound chaser both together, which is pretty damn solid. And then also with our physicals, we get the 81 speed, and the 81 speed is pretty damn solid. And the 81 speed is what gives us our speed booster. And we also have hyperdrive on silver. But the 75 acceleration, which is pretty solid there, because we also get the badges that I mentioned before. We get fast feet on bronze, we get spot finder on silver, triple strike on gold, silver, slippery off ball, so that's pretty good as well. Strength being a 74, we get the bulldozer badge on bronze. But not only that, but we get all these other badges: post lock, back down punisher, move, bone forcer, brick wall, beast, box out beast on bronze. We also get the gold physical handles, as I mentioned. We get fearless finisher on silver as well. Pretty solid stuff there. 58 vertical, nothing too crazy, because we're not going to be super athletic when it comes to jumping. And I apologize, I'm a little exhausted, so I apologize. But we also have aerial wizard, nothing too crazy there though. It's just there. And then stamina being a 99 maxed out. So we have, workhorse and handles for days on silver, and bronze 94 feet. So everything there is pretty solid. As you can see, we practically get Joe Johnson here, Atlanta Hawks, Joe Johnson, and we get Chris Middleton as well, and DeMar DeRozan. We got a slashing point forward, man. DeMar DeRozan, I can see it with the slashing name, but DeMar DeRozan is more of like an actual like finisher and all that stuff. So he's got like more finishing than what this build portrays. And yeah, I feel like it's kind of accurate. I just don't think DeMar DeRozan is that much of a point forward as he is like an inside the arc threat, more than anything, especially with that mid range, man. He's a mid range maniac. So yeah, anyway, we got the slashing point forward. Like I said, I don't think that this is gonna be 100% accurate, but we did get the Joe Johnson shades of, and it's the all-time Atlanta Hawks Joe Johnson version as well. So for the people that didn't know though, and you always see these like golden throwback logos or whatever, yeah, if you see like a golden logo, that is represented of the all-time version of those teams. So, which is why you don't see DeMar DeRozan or Chris Middleton having those, because they're not like all-time team versions of them. They're practically current players. So it's like if you get, like if you go back to some of my other videos, if you actually go back to some of my previous videos where we do have like golden logos, kind of like Maurice Cheeks, I believe, as well. In my last one, I believe, was a golden logo as well, golden 76ers logo, if I'm not mistaken. If I am not mistaken at all, I can easily just go look. But yeah, the golden 76ers logo is all-time 76ers. Maurice Cheeks is practically what that is. And then we have like other builds that are like all-time. So we have like Mavericks, an all-time Mavericks version of Jason Kidd as well, my Jason Kidd one. There's the all-time Anton Jameson and my Draymond Green one as well. So yeah, pretty cool stuff there, man. That I'm pretty sure maybe a lot of you knew, maybe you guys didn't know. And then also the all-time Heat Shaquille O'Neal as well for my Shaquille O'Neal build. So there you have it. We got a couple of those all-time players. So anyway, let me know what you guys think of this build in the comment section below. Make sure to leave a like, comment your feedback, and also I forgot LaMarcus Aldridge, all-time LaMarcus Aldridge and my Kevin Love one, and Kevin McHale from Boston. So we got two of those there. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. Probably let me know what else I could have done for this build to make it Joe Johnson shades of, while still keeping, it being like Joe Johnson. But yeah, anyway, let me know if you guys have any requests for builds, any certain players you want to see. Let me know in the comment section below. And if I haven't already done it, then I will immediately get onto it. But anyway, that's going to be it for me. Hope that you guys enjoyed. I'll see you all in the next one.